Good day everyone. Today we're going to talk about design patterns, one of the most important topics in software development. A lot of students think design patterns are hard, but don't worry, I'm going to explain everything in a simple way, with examples, diagrams, and real-life situations, so you can understand how these patterns actually help us write better code. So for part 1, foundational understanding. What is a design pattern? So a design pattern is reusable solution to a common problem in software development. It's not a piece of code you copy paste. Instead, it's a general idea, a template or a strategy that developers follow when solving problems that appear again and again. So think of it like this. Whenever developers build software, they often face the same types of problems like creating objects, organizing classes, managing communication, and so on. So instead of creating new solutions from scratch every time, they use patterns that already work, are battle tested, and understood by other developers. So the purpose of a design pattern is to save time, avoid repeating mistakes, improve code structure, make the system easier to maintain, and help developers communicate ideas faster. So for example, if I say, let's use a factory method here, any trained developer immediately understands the approach. That's the power of patterns. They make teamwork clearer. So for number 2, there are more than 20 design patterns, but they are grouped into 3 main categories, which are the creational patterns, structural patterns, and behavioral patterns. So for the creational patterns, this is how things are created. So for the real world analogy, a construction company deciding which type of house to build. So the company has a standardized process, so you don't design a house from scratch every time. Creational patterns help create objects in controlled, flexible ways. So for structural patterns, this is how things are connected. So for a real-world example is a universal adapter that lets your phone charger fit into any outlet. So structural patterns focus on how classes and objects are arranged to form larger structures. And for behavioral patterns, this is how things communicate. For example, a teacher sending updates to students. So the teacher doesn't talk to each student individually. Instead, the students subscribe to updates. Behavioral patterns manage communication and responsibility between objects. Part 2. Creational patterns in action. So choose one creational pattern. So I'll use factory method. So what problem does factory method solve? So imagine you're developing an app that can create different types of notifications: SMS, email, and push notification. You could write code like, if type is equal to SMS, then create SMS object. If type is equals to email, and create email object. If type is equals push, then create push object. But this becomes messy when the app grows and more notification types are added. The factory method solves this by hiding the object creation process. So instead of the main code deciding what to create, a factory class decides. So this is the diagram, guys. Then for C, scenario where it fits naturally. So a messaging app that sends different alert types. The client doesn't need to know which class creates what. The factory does the job, making the system flexible and easy to update. Number 4. Common misunderstanding about singleton. So many students think the singleton is just a global variable, but that's not correct. A singleton ensures that only one instance of class exists during the entire program. benefit the benefit of a singleton is a perfect for resources that should not be duplicated. For example, a single database connection for the entire app. But it can make your code harder to test or extend because everything depends on the same instance. It becomes tightly coupled. Part 3. Structural patterns. How the adapter pattern rescues a messy system. So imagine you have an old system that prints documents using old printer, but you want to integrate a new library called New Printer Service, and their methods don't match. So instead of rewriting everything, that adapter converts one interface to another. So this is the before with no adapter. They can't communicate because methods don't match. And then this is the after with adapter. The adapter acts like a translator. 6. Adapter versus decorator. So the purpose of adapter is it converts one interface to another, and you can only use this when you need incompatible classes to work together. While the decorator it adds new behavior to an object dynamically, and you can use it when you want to upgrade objects without modifying their code. Part 4. Behavioral patterns. So imagine a weather app. When the weather updates, you don't want every screen or component to constantly check for changes. Instead, they subscribe for updates. So the weather station is the subject and the screens are observers. When the temperature changes, all subscribed screens update automatically. So this is the example. Number 8. I choose strategy pattern. So the strategy pattern lets you switch algorithms without changing the main code. So for example, an online payment system can choose different payment strategies like GCash, PayPal, or debit card. So each strategy has the same interface but different behavior. This improves flexibility and keeps the code clean. Part 5. Applied analysis. Number 9. Designing an online delivery system. So the two patterns I'd use is first is the strategy pattern. That is to handle different delivery fee computations, standard delivery, express delivery, and same-day delivery. So you can switch strategies anytime. And the next pattern I'd use is observer pattern, because that is to notify the customer automatically when order is confirmed, rider is on the way, or order is delivered. Like no tight coupling, and updates happen in real time. Number 10. Evaluate the claim. Using many design patterns always makes software better. So I disagree, because more patterns does not always mean better software. Patterns should be used only when needed. If you force a pattern where it doesn't fit, your code becomes more complicated, harder to read, or harder to maintain. Good software is not about using the most patterns. It's about choosing the right patterns for the right problems.